Okay, guys, how you doing? Today, I'm going to show you just like a few things that you should definitely take with you your first time fishing. And then I'm going to show you what I take, what I have added to that um, after that, after you think you got it a little bit. So let me show you what you really need. Okay. So this is a Shakespeare rod. It's not an expensive rod and reel combo. This is a Shakespeare rod and reel combo. When I was looking for a rod earlier on, I would hear the word combo. I would think, what does that mean? It just means that your reel it comes, I'm sorry, your rod, this is the rod and this is the reel. Your rod comes with the reel, so it's a rod and reel combo. So I got that down pat. Now y'all know what that means. Okay, so just get you a nice little I went to Walmart to get most of my reels. This one I did not get from Walmart, but most of my reels I got from Walmart. Okay. I have gotten a few from Bass Pro Shops. You don't have to, in the beginning, you do not have to spend a lot on your reel. Just you're learning how to fish. So, you're going to go through a few and then you're going to learn what works for you. And this is called a open face reel. This is called an open face reel. That means that it has a bail on it and it's not closed. All of your line is not closed or encased in a shell. I don't have any of those because I don't know how to use those. My daughter used to love them, but she found that it was easier to use an open face for her as well. So she graduated from using a closed reel versus a open face reel. Next, you will need to have some hooks. You will need to make sure that you have some hooks. These are by Eagle Claw brand. I get almost all of my fishing material from Walmart. This is a size 4 hook right here, guys. The size of your hook will be at the top and then the quantity will be at the bottom. These are a size 8 treble. These have 3 little hooks all connected together, and there are 20 of them in here. This was a size 2, which is bigger than a size 4. The numbers go that way. A number 1 would be bigger than this size 2. So a number 2, I'm going to find one and show you in a second. So you need some hooks. You only need 1 pack. You don't need all of these different sizes. I was just showing you the difference. Okay. So you need some hooks. And for catfish, you may want to try a size 2 for a catfish, catching catfish. Catching panfish, a size 4 is perfect, or something smaller than a size 4. Okay. You will need some weights. These are these are egg-shaped weights, egg weights, and these are split shot weights. They're called split shot because they have a little split in the front of them. If you can see that. They have a split in the front and a fanned or butterfly split in the back of them. Okay. The way you attach these are you're going to wrap your line around those. I tend to wrap mine around maybe 2 or 3 times the front and the back of those splits. And then I'm going to hold this closer for you. Hold on. Then make sure you have it tightly. I'm going to use some pliers to close that front piece. And you can use those same pliers to open it by clipping the winged part together. And you see how it just released that. I'm going to show everyone. Okay, we're going to Put that back on there. And we're going to close. I'll show you how it looks closed. Close that little piece by clamping it together. And you can open it by pressing those two wing pieces together. Okay. All right. And now it's open. Okay. So I'm recording on two different devices. All right. So next, you want to make sure you have some bobbers. Depending on the type of line you have and what you're fishing for, you may not need a bobber, because if you're fishing on the bottom for catfish, then you don't need a bobber. Okay. If you're fishing for panfish, then you need a lightweight line and maybe a bobber. Okay. Next, I have my fish grippers. I didn't have these in the beginning, and I had to ask my husband to take the fish off every time because I'm afraid to touch the fish. So after I started going by myself, I made sure that I had these two items: a fish gripper and some needle nose pliers. You'll use the needle nose pliers to take the hook out, and you'll use the fish gripper to hold the fish while you take the hook out. Okay. So it works perfect, and I don't have to touch the fish. Okay. If your rod and reel combo does not come with line on it already, you will need some line. Fishing line comes in pretty much three basic types: fluorescent line, monoline, and braided line. Okay. But it comes in lots of different weights. And the weight is how much force can be put on this line before it breaks. Okay. So this is a 12-pound line here. And I would use this for catching smaller panfish. Okay. This is a 20-pound Zebco and a 30-pound Zebco. So I use this on my catfish lines. Okay. These are they're stretchy, so they have some give, but I don't really like this type of line. I really love braided line, especially for catching catfish, because it's super strong. And this is some 30-pound contra braided line. Braided line means it is most of the time, 3 strands braided together very tightly, very closely. So it looks just like one piece of line. So for a first timer, all you need is some basic 12-pound line that may already come on your rod if you're just fishing for panfish. Okay. If you're fishing for catfish, you're going to need to change that line out. All right. So those are the basics. That's all you need for your first time. Okay. So after that, I started getting other things, other tools. This little doohickey, you use this when you're fishing on the bank. Okay. And it collapses. You press these little buttons and you can make it smaller, taller, whatever. Anyways, you open these up and you dig these down into the dirt or mud or wherever, and it holds your rod up. You put your rod there. Let me use this other rod. Okay. If your rod is on, if you're fishing off the bank, you'll lay your rod in there, and it actually is a stand for your fishing rod. So these come in handy for me. I love them. I got these from Walmart. I won't try to take that down right now. Scissors. Make sure you take scissors just in case you get hung up and you need to cut your line. That is going to happen no matter what you are, how good you are. You're going to need scissors because you may need to cut your line if you get hung up. Okay. Next, I also take a fishing chair. And this one I ordered off of Amazon. And this backpack part attaches to this chair. So when I'm going fishing, all of this is attached to my chair. That backpack is attached to my chair. And all I have to do is zip my things up, pack everything up, and put my fishing gear on my back. Okay, so this is how I go fishing. Now, I'll show you that. I also make sure that if I am fishing off the bank that I keep one of these. This is called a stringer. This is what you put your fish on after you've caught them. Okay. Now, I did not bring in here my nets. I do have nets, and I do recommend that eventually you get some nets. I have one drop net. It's huge. You may see me fishing with it if you watch some of my other videos. So make sure you watch some of my other videos. And I also take a hand net. I have my hand nets in some of my other videos as well, and you can see them as well. Those aren't necessities that you have to have right away. But if you want to make sure that you don't lose a fish, make sure you get one. Okay. Now, I must say, I have to have a fan. Okay. Have to have a fan. Okay. That's about it. I covered the weights, your line, your rod, your reel. Oh, you need a bucket. You need something to put your catch in. So after you grab up this stringer, or you could just take your stringer. Now, this stringer, if you're on the bank, you string your fish through here, and then the stringer has a metal piece on it that's like, looks like kind of like a dart. And you stab that into the ground and make sure that it's firm and secure. And then you let your fish lie in the water until you get ready to leave, so that your fish don't die or become stressed. Okay. Or you can use a bucket. You're going to need some bait, and you can either use artificial bait you can use live bait. I always use worms. I use worms for catfish and panfish. So I like the red wigglers, and I'll show you those. Hold on just a second. So these are live red worms, and I get these from Walmart all the time. I'm going to say this though, guys. I know that Walmart can't control this, but a lot of times it says here that there are 30 worms in here. Very rarely do I get a jar with 30 worms. And it's not because of false advertisement. It's because sometimes people go in and take the worms out. So count your worms before you leave. I don't count them. I just buy 2 or 3 because I don't like touching them. I wear gloves anytime I am putting my worm on my hook. So anyways, I hope this was a helpful video for you guys. Anyone who's starting out and you want to go fishing and you don't know what to take, please make sure you watch this video. It was a little scatterbrained, but I'm sorry. I tried to keep it all together. Anyways, be blessed. Please like and subscribe to my page. Okay. Caitlin, you need to get something out the cabinet. I'm done. Caitlin, I'm done. I'm done. Did you need to get something out the cabinet?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be in the video. I looked at the phone and I didn't see myself in that cabinet. Sorry.
I'm not mad at you. Stop saying sorry. I just didn't need you in here at the moment making noise or anything. That's concentrate. Dead fly over there. See? Put this in there. All right, I need to edit these videos and get them posted.